Hello, my name's Courtney Love, and I'm running for Tacoma City Council. I was born and raised in Tacoma, Washington, to a teen mother and a good man who raised me as his own. I graduated from Lincoln High School in 1995, and unfortunately was not able to attend the college of my choice that I was accepted into. So I went to community college until my savings ran out, at which point I went into the workforce full-time. I did return to school to become a doula, someone who supports women and birthing people through childbirth and labor. Medical billing and phlebotomy came next, and I went back again for massage. I am passionate about helping people. I have always been interested in politics. On my 18th birthday, I cried because I was so relieved that I could finally vote. However, politics has been historically a very dirty space, and I couldn't engage with it at the level that I had considered. Until 2015, when Bernie Sanders ran for president, at which point I found out that one, I was not ideologically alone, and two, it didn't have to be dirty. I will not take corporate money. People are my donors. Since 2015, I've involved myself with the local Democratic Party as a precinct committee officer. I helped build up and am vice chair of the Our Revolution Washington Berniecrats Coalition. I'm the chair of Our Revolution Pierce County, the co-chair of the electoral working group of the Tacoma Democratic Socialists of America, and I'm also on the board of Whole Washington, a group fighting to get a single-payer healthcare system at the state level here in Washington until we have a federal program. I also participate with Fair Vote in order to achieve election reform, and I've also had the opportunity to work with Wolfpack and represent us to get the corrupting influence of money out of politics. I care about our environment, and I look forward to doing as much of this as I can at the local level. There are three things that are most important to me. One, preserve American democracy through election reform and anti-corruption. Two, end desperation through housing security, food security, and healthcare security. And three, save the world. And we do that with the Green New Deal and permaculture. I'm here to tell you, Tacoma needs love.
My name is McCarthy, and I'm running for re-election because I love Tacoma, and I want to continue making our city a better place to raise a family, get an education, build a career, and retire. I'm proud of our many accomplishments over the past 4 years, but we have much more work to do. As your council member, my job is to fight for you. On the council, I have fought to restore the city's police and fire departments, adding dozens of police officers and firefighters, and opening a much-needed fire station in our Tide Flats. I have fought to invest millions in safe routes to school so that all Tacoma children can get to and from school safely. I have fought to make sure that we fix our streets with more than 1,600 residential blocks completed over the past 4 years. I have fought to connect the youth and underemployed with apprenticeships and the skills and training needed to build a career. I have fought to improve our permitting system to make it easier for residents and contractors to rebuild and revitalize our neighborhoods and business districts. And as the co-chair of the Tacoma Pierce County Opioid Task Force, I have worked hard to drive down opioid abuse and fatalities and increase opportunities for treatment and recovery. On the council, we have taken an innovative and hand-up approach to homelessness, which has resulted in moving chronically homeless individuals into permanent housing. We have provided greater protections to families facing displacement with our rental housing code. We are addressing affordable housing crisis head-on with investments and programs which are increasing the stock of affordable housing. On the environment, not only did we adopt the city's environmental action plan 3 years ago, but since that time we have increased the city's tree canopy and green infrastructure and reduced the city's carbon footprint. And with 70% of carbon emissions originating from our vehicles, we are working hard to invest in electric car, bike, and transit infrastructure. And I am proud to have sponsored a new partnership with the University of Washington Tacoma to provide expanded air monitoring throughout our city. I believe Tacoma's future is in our hands, and that we must set the table for our children by working together in earnest to build a brighter destiny. My vision is for a Tacoma that truly lives, breathes, and grows as the city of destiny for every neighborhood in Tacoma. For a city that fosters innovation and entrepreneurship and provides a robust safety net for those facing crisis. For good living wage jobs and economic opportunity across the city. For outstanding K-12 and higher ed opportunities which help all youth succeed. For clean air, clean water, and strong environmental stewardship and protections. For ample affordable housing, great public parks, and vibrant arts and recreation. And for a city that celebrates our diversity as our core strength and exemplifies that by working together we will build a brighter future. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to serve you. I'm Connor McCarthy and I would be honored to have your vote.
Hi, I'm Christina Walker, and I want to be your next City Council member. It's an exciting time to live in Tacoma. Our city is experiencing rapid change. And with that change comes opportunity and challenges. We must remain a welcoming city, one that embraces everyone and continues to care for those who built the city and want to continue to call it home. I believe we can meet these challenges if we work together and put people at the center of our decision-making process. As your council member, I'll work to make sure our neighborhoods remain diverse, safe, and vibrant by expanding economic opportunity and keeping housing affordable. As a nonprofit executive director, I've brought people together and built coalitions to solve tough challenges. I've worked to address inequities in our transportation system, and I'll continue to do that on the City Council. I'll work to address challenges facing our public schools and access to education. As a parent of 2 kids in public schools and the wife of a teacher, I will work on policies that address gun violence to keep our kids and our families safe in our communities and in our schools. I will work to combat climate change by implementing our environmental action plan, protecting our waters and open space so that this city is here for generations to come. I will invest in job training, education, and skills training so that we attract and retain businesses that continue to grow our economy. It is my highest priority to build and to lead a Tacoma for all. I'm very honored to have the endorsement of Mayor Victoria Woodards, Representative Derek Kilmer, and our Washington State legislators. I'm honored to have the endorsement of UFCW 21, SEIU 1199, SEIU 775, and our local transit and teachers unions. I'm also honored to have the endorsement of many wonderful organizations, Transportation for Washington, Washington Conservation Voters, Washington Bikes, and many others, which you can find on my website. Tacoma, I'd be honored to be your next council member and appreciate your vote.
Hi, my name is Jon Oloughlin and I'm running for Tacoma City Council position number 8 at large citywide. That's significant to me because I love all of Tacoma and I want to represent all of Tacoma. I was born and raised here, lived my entire life here, and I've grown to appreciate the values and the things that Tacoma has to offer. The great vistas around Commencement Bay and Mount Rainier, the wonderful neighborhoods with all their character, and this place has my family. It has my daughter, my granddaughter, my siblings. I love Tacoma, but love isn't enough. I have the experience also to be an excellent city council member. I worked for the city for 31 years, having entered as a bottle washer down at the treatment plant at the lowest entry-level position, and worked my way through many different things, the project engineer for the Foss Waterway cleanup until I retired in January as the assistant director of the Environmental Services Department. And in that time, I've learned how to ask the questions in meetings to make sure that things are expressed and that the public will know what we're voting on and why that's important. In addition, I have a focus on bringing living wage jobs here to Tacoma. Tacoma is a bedroom community for Seattle right now. 65% of the people that live here commute out of the county to go to work. That's a real negative impact on those people who have to commute, but it's also a challenge for the city in that the need for services accrues to where you live in the form of police and fire and roads and other government services, but the way it gets paid for accrues to where you work in the form of B&O tax and sales tax. So I'm listening to as many business owners as will spend the time with me to find out what are the obstacles between them and hiring more living wage jobs here in Tacoma. And themes are emerging. And I want to bring that experience and my energy and my passion for Tacoma to the Tacoma City Council, position number 8. So please vote for me. Thank you.
I'm John Heinz, and I'm running for Tacoma City Council because I believe we need someone who will focus on the basics of running government, not getting headlines. I grew up in Tacoma. My dad was a Teamster truck driver at the Port of Tacoma who taught me the value of hard work. We didn't have much growing up. For the most part, my dad was the only parent who could work while my mom was battling cancer. I worked hard to get good grades in order to earn enough scholarships to afford to go to the college at the University of Puget Sound. I'm now an educator in the Tacoma School District, serving the community that has given so much to me. I have a long history of volunteering in our community, and I hope to earn your trust to continue that work on the City Council. I volunteered for Safe Streets, the College Success Foundation, the Washington State Council for the Social Studies, and worked as a football coach at Foss High School. I currently serve as a library trustee, a Palmer Scholars Mentor, and a YWCA board member, where we're currently working on building affordable housing in Tacoma. My pledge to you is to work hard and be accessible. You can call me anytime on my cell phone at 253-426-3784 or email me at john@heinzfortacoma.org. I believe you deserve a Tacoma City Council member who will truly represent you and gets back to the basics of government, like filling potholes and making your streets safer with speed bumps, crosswalks, and stop signs. Throughout this campaign, I have been detailing where I stand on the issues on my website, heinzfortacoma.org. It would be an honor to earn your vote.
I'm Nathan Lawver, and I'm working to earn your support for Tacoma City Council District 1. We must act now to address our community's affordability crisis, from homelessness to income inequality and stability for our seniors. Everyone is impacted by increasing housing costs and stagnant wages. I'm running because I know together we can do better. With my policy experience and work in our community, I'm uniquely qualified to tackle our most pressing issues. I'm on the board of United Way of Pierce County, where we're working to help lift 15,000 families out of poverty. For the past 10 years, I've volunteered with Rebuilding Together South Sound, repairing homes so elderly and disabled individuals can age in place. Lastly, I've worked to build policy that betters the lives of all Tacomans, including our landmark minimum wage and sick leave laws. Our family has seen firsthand the shortcomings of our mental health system. No one should need to wait 6 weeks to schedule a counselor when facing potentially dangerous anxiety and depression. We're fortunate enough to have good insurance and a support network, but many families lack these resources. We must build a mental health care system that serves the needs of everyone in our community. If elected, I'll work to maintain and modernize our infrastructure, repairing roads and improving stormwater systems to keep the water returning to Commencement Bay clear and clean. Part of this includes expanding apprenticeship opportunities to build our workforce. We must create and attract more jobs to Tacoma so that our workers don't need to commute north on ever more congested highways. Please join other community leaders who support our vision for a better Tacoma. Mayor Victoria Woodards, current District 1 Council Member Andrew Zibson, and many other current and former members of Council. Washington State Speaker of the House Lori Jenkins, and Representatives Christine Kilduff and Jake Fye. Our local Democratic Party, Washington Conservation Voters, and both the Tacoma Pierce County Chamber of Commerce's Political Action Committee and the Pierce County Central Labor Council. Most importantly, I promise to continue working hard for you. I look forward to listening to your concerns and your ideas for how to make our city better. Feel free to give me a call on my cell phone, 253-973-3765. Again, I'm Nathan Lawver, and I ask for your vote.
What's up, Tacoma? My name is David Combs, and I'm running for the Tacoma City Council for position 3. Tacoma is seeing massive amounts of growth and development, and with that comes both positive and negative impacts. Positives like population increase and economic prosperity, and negatives like massive rental increases and displacement. Over the course of the campaign, I've knocked on thousands of doors, and the majority of the residents in District 3 have expressed that their top two concerns are homelessness and affordable housing, which are my top two concerns as well. But if you take a good look at what's being done to address these issues, it's obvious that these efforts will not get us on a path to solving these problems and will only result in us spinning our wheels, wasting time, money, and resources. I lived in and loved Tacoma for the past 20 years, and as a resident and a business owner in my district, I have a personal connection to what the real needs and wants of the community are. Me and my brother have built a successful business from scratch on the hilltop, and we owe our success to being resourceful, resilient, and to out-of-the-box thinking, which over the years has allowed us to build personal and working relationships with an array of individuals throughout the city. In the past, I've stood in solidarity with the teachers of Tacoma during their strike. I stand with and support the Puyallup tribe in their fight against all colonialist attacks on their land, their people, and their way of life. I made it a point to build relationships with some of the folks living in tents in People's Park next to my shop, which has allowed me to gain a wider perspective on our homelessness problem. If elected, I will take a strong stance on making it a top priority to finding long-term, sustainable solutions to our affordable housing crisis, and I will be 100% committed to eradicating chronic and veteran homelessness. I will work closely with my fellow city, council, and state officials to develop, propose, and implement a fully integrated holistic system that provides wraparound services to individuals who are being impacted by homelessness. I will always align myself with the people by continuously putting their interests at the forefront and by uplifting the most marginalized and impacted people in our community. Because when all of the people in a community benefit, everyone in the community benefits. I'm committed to voting based strictly on principle and not peer pressure. And I'm also committed to remaining grassroots, which will ensure my loyalty lies with the citizens and not with the entities that try to hold the power over us. I will be transparent with my actions, and I want to be held accountable with every decision I make as a public servant. I will strive to be a facilitator of resources and a bridge builder between the city government and the residents to form a stronger relationship in order to coordinate our resources and efforts to tackle our tough problems. Come November, if you want to see real change that benefits the people first, then please vote for David Combs. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Keith Blocker, and I'm the proud husband to my wife and partner Christina, and the father of two amazing little boys. I currently serve on Tacoma City Council on behalf of the residents of District 3, which includes the Hilltop, Central Tacoma, and parts of South Tacoma. It has been an absolute honor to serve as your council member. Over the last 3 years, I've had the opportunity to create change and develop meaningful relationships in our community by connecting with our residents, listening to their concerns, and working on identifying solutions. I've worked to ensure that District 3 streets are repaved. I've secured funding to ensure that South Tacoma's streetscape is renewed and that the Link Light Rail streetscape reflects the rich culture and the history of the Hilltop. I've advocated for the city to establish a remote library program, led efforts in the purchase of the old Rite Aid building, which will now be an asset to the residents in my community. There's more work to be done. I'm excited to continue to work with nonprofit organizations, for-profit builders to increase our housing supply for those experiencing life challenges. I am also proud of the relationship that I've developed with our business community and our continued work to keep Tacoma's economy growing and supporting apprenticeship and trade schools while maximizing Tacoma's tourism. As your council member, I'll continue the work that I began as chair of the Community Vitality and Safety Committee, which includes advocating for community-oriented policing and supporting initiatives like Project Peace, which has facilitated positive engagements with youth and our law enforcement. I will always value the diverse perspectives from all community stakeholders and prioritize issues that are in the best interests of our families and residents in District 3. This is why I've been endorsed by Attorney General Bob Ferguson, Congressman Derek Kilmer, Senator Jeannie Darnell, Speaker-designee Lori Jenkins, State Representatives Melanie Morgan, Steve Kirby, and Jake Fye, as well as Mayor Victoria Woodards and the entire City Council. I'm extremely proud to be endorsed by Tacoma's teachers, our firefighters, and unions like SEIU, UFCW, and our Teamsters. I humbly ask you for your vote by November 5th so that I can continue working hard for you.
Hi, I'm Frank Boykin. I'm excited and ready to be your next commissioner for Port of Tacoma, Position 3. I'm the candidate with the most practical and applicable business experience. I have more than 25 years of industry-relevant expertise in logistics, transportation and shipping, and supply chain solutions, having helped small to large businesses grow and innovate with award-winning results. My experience at UPS, United Parcel Service, aligns directly with the critical work and international activity at the Port of Tacoma. Simply put, professionally, I've helped things move in and out of our port daily for decades. I also have a long history of service throughout Pierce County, serving on numerous boards and commissions. I'm an independent thinker who works to promote economic development, create opportunities for others, and gain collaborative results. So what's the priority? First, we must grow our port, and I'll bring new perspectives and fresh ideas to make that happen. As your port commissioner, I'm committed to real progress in the following areas. First, jobs. The port has historically been a place where people at every educational level could have careers that support families. I'll make sure it stays that way for the next 100 years as we craft our strategic plan for a new tier of global competition. Second, our port must grow responsibly and sustainably. We can do this through 3 focused steps. Provide incentive for current tenants of the port to enhance and green up their business practices. Recruit new companies that lead to green technologies, and aggressively address issues locally like idling time and stormwater management. These actions will enhance the lives of workers, wildlife, and water while creating a better customer experience right now. Finally, a commitment to a more open and inclusive engagement is essential. There's room for everyone's voice, and inclusive community discussion benefits all. Some big decisions lie ahead, and it's important we address them together. I'm committed to opening up the lines of communication, creating opportunities for education, and remaining centered in community. As a man of faith, a husband, and a father, I know we're better together. I invite you to join me, and I ask for your vote to serve as your next commissioner for Port 3.
Hi, my name is Deanna Keller, and I'm running for Port of Tacoma Commission, position number 3. As a Marine Corps veteran, former elementary school principal, and as the president and managing owner of a local business for over 11 years, I've spent my entire career bringing people together to find common ground and to get things done. I'm running for Port Commissioner to put my leadership skills to work for Pierce County and the Port of Tacoma, because together we can create a cleaner environment, stronger economy, and more local family wage jobs, because we shouldn't have to work 2 jobs to make ends meet. The Port of Tacoma is one of the 2 largest organizations creating a vibrant economy for Pierce County through family wage job creation, buying, selling, leasing property, and strategic planning and policy making. As you know, Port Commissioners oversee the creation of public policy and strategic planning, ensure the general operations of the port are carried out, workers are managed effectively and have a safe and healthy work environment, and are responsible for evaluating the executive director and CEO. I'm proud of my record of strong business leadership, which led my multi-million-dollar business through the recession of 2008, was awarded the 2014 Best Mid-Sized Business in Pierce County by my peers, My knowledge of port business and operations gained through public and private service and the handling of national and international shipping for companies including Nordstrom and Costco, and my track record of my leadership with inclusion and collaboration, strategic planning, and staff development throughout my career. As a civic leader, I was chosen by my peers to be president of one large board and chairman of another. I believe these are the qualities and skills you deserve from your port commissioner. When elected, my top priority will be job creation. I will attract new business through responsible incentives, modernize the terminals, reduce greenhouse gas emissions, streamline infrastructure improvements, and strategically manage growth. I will also prioritize protecting and restoring our environment because a healthy bay creates a healthy economy. Together, we can clean up the bay and contaminated tide flats and reduce diesel and bunker oil emissions, keeping workers healthy and the air clean. As a Marine Corps veteran, I will execute my duties with faithfulness, honor, and integrity. Don't let anyone tell you they are the most qualified for this position because that is your decision as a voter. I do know that I have the grit, experienced leadership for 31 years in Pierce County, and passion for this job, and would be honored to earn your vote. Thank you.
I'm Kristen Ang, and I'm running for Port of Tacoma Commissioner, Position 5. Everyone in Pierce County can vote for Port. This is because the port should benefit all of Pierce County. The port is our county's economic engine, providing 29,000 jobs and generating over $3 billion in economic activity. I'm running to build a more competitive, more collaborative, cleaner, and innovative Port of Tacoma that will work for all of us. This means modernizing port and transportation infrastructure to grow our economy and reduce traffic congestion. Second, providing strong environmental stewardship and innovation, resulting in clean air, clean water, and family wage jobs. Third, healing and strengthening the port's community partnerships, particularly with the Puyallup tribe. I'll also help connect the port and related industries to our strong educational institutions. This will foster innovation, build the skilled workforce of tomorrow, and expand community access to port-related jobs and opportunities. About me. I'm a business attorney, board president of City Club of Tacoma, and I provide pro bono legal services, like to those who've been detained at the Northwest Detention Center. I earned my business degree at the University of Puget Sound, then on to Cornell Law School, which gave me the opportunity to work and study international trade, law, and business in mainland China and Hong Kong. I saw firsthand China's heavy pollution and its impact on human health and the environment. I realized then that economic and environmental well-being must go hand in hand. I'm grateful to have spent my childhood surrounded by the beauty and bounty of the Puget Sound Salish Sea. It's worth preserving for our generation and the next. The aborted methanol plant and now the controversial LNG plant, along with the ensuing public conflicts, are symptoms of a larger problem. On day one, I'll work to restore public trust and public confidence by making the port more accessible and establish a long-term, comprehensive public engagement plan. The next term will shape both the Tide Flats Sub-Area Plan and the port's strategic master plan, which must increase our maritime strength while diversifying beyond cargo. This will determine the port's future for decades. I'm deeply honored to have the rare endorsement of the Puyallup Tribe of Indians. I'm proud to be endorsed by Pierce County Central Labor, Teamsters, and Longshore, the men and women who work at our ports and help build our economy. I have strong support from the Sierra Club and Washington Conservation voters, elected leaders like Tacoma Mayor Woodard, State Speaker of the House Lori Jenkins, County Council members, and many more. It will take a strong coalition and collaboration to move our economy forward. We must lay the foundation for a greener, more prosperous, united port and county. We can do this. I ask for your vote. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Dave Bryant, running for Port of Tacoma Commissioner. I bring a breadth of experience to the port with a 26-year Navy career and as a Director of New Technology Development in Boeing. I have extensive experience operating deep draft ships in the United States and ports around the world, including Japan, Hong Kong, Singapore, South Korea, Dubai, Turkey, Italy, and many more. I know seaports, I know what it takes to keep our port competitive. As captain of a Navy underway replenishment ship, the USS Supply, and as logistics coordinator for U.S. and allied ships operating in the Arabian Gulf, I have planned for and operated with port services of all types: tugs, pilots, crowded channel navigation, trucking, cranes. I've worked with them all. As executive officer of the USS Enterprise and captain of the aircraft carrier USS Theodore Roosevelt, I've experienced these same port operations from the user side, relying on the professionalism of port services personnel to meet the tight operational schedules of ships in combat, where an hour delay through inadequate planning, support availability, or even worse, accidents, directly affects the operational capability of these ships. Commercial carriers face these same needs in our port and expect and deserve the most efficient and safest support for their operations. As a Boeing employee, I know import and export businesses need a strong port, skilled labor, and efficient port services. Working for this high-tech business, I bring extensive experience in global communications, network systems, and the analytical tools to improve all types of business operations. I will apply the same spirit of innovation to make our port more competitive and thus grow our port business and the family wage jobs required to fuel this expanding business. My understanding of the shipping customers' needs is key to providing the services that will make our port and the Northwest Seaport Alliance the most attractive location for their growing operations. This business growth brings more of the family wage jobs that are the cornerstone of Pierce County and our state's economy. To compete with other West Coast ports, the Panama Canal and British Columbia, we must provide ready access to port navigation and pierside services, environmental protections exceeding future U.S. and international standards, safe and expeditious cargo offload and onload, and finally, unimpeded train and truck cargo transport. I dedicate myself to a more competitive port, more family wage jobs, and greater community outreach. I ask for your vote so we can work together to make our port more competitive while making it a cleaner and safer contributor to our environment. Thank you for your vote.
My name is Lisa Keating, and I am running for Tacoma School Board to ensure that every student in our district has access to a safe, well-funded, and innovative education. I'm a lifelong Tacoma resident and a graduate of Tacoma Public Schools. As the proud parent of a Tacoma Public School student, I know firsthand the challenges families in our district are facing. As a person who has spent most of my working life in trade careers, ran a small business, and is married to a small business owner, I know that ensuring our students are career ready is just as important as ensuring our students are college ready. For the past 10 years, I have been dedicated to improving the quality of our children's school experience. To promote safety and inclusive environments, I worked with students and educators to develop and facilitate an art-based anti-bullying program for elementary and middle school students. I have also advocated for policy and funding at city, state, and federal levels. Once elected, I will continue my work increasing equity and inclusion for all students, because in order for our children to succeed, our schools must be places where they are safe, welcome, and ready to learn. I'm committed to ensuring that Tacoma students at every school in our district have access to high-quality, state-of-the-art learning environments that provide pathways to success. I believe that families and community members deserve to have clear factual information about policies and financial decisions that impact our children, community, and schools. And as a school board director, I will work to increase district accountability and transparency. It is time for a change. We need a leader who understands the evolving needs of our families, students, and community. I have proven leadership, advancing equity, and ensuring our students are given the tools and support they need to succeed. I am proud to have the support of families, educators, community leaders, and elected officials across Tacoma School District. My name is Lisa Keating, and I would be honored to earn your vote for Tacoma School Board.
Hi, I'm Enrique Leon. Thank you for the opportunity to tell you about myself and why I'm the ideal person for this school board position. I have the experience and leadership and passion it takes to lead Tacoma Public Schools. My platform pillars for our students are academic excellence, mental and physical health, supporting and attracting outstanding teachers. I'll return to these 3 points in a moment. My mother grew up in Detroit and then joined the Peace Corps. She taught health topics in the poor blue-collar port town of Chimbote, Peru, where she met my dad, a passionate Peruvian teacher. I grew up speaking only Spanish in Peru, then learned English in ELL class. I attended public school in Maryland, then James Madison University for undergrad and Howard University for medical school. I worked in the underserved community of Salishan on Tacoma's east side at the Community Healthcare Tanbera Medical Center. I've taught residents and medical students for 8 years at Tacoma Family Medicine as an assistant professor of medicine at the University of Washington in the multi-care TG and Mary Bridge systems. I'm a family physician practicing in the full spectrum of medicine. I have been a team doctor for Lincoln High School for 16 years and Stadium for 4 years. My 2 children have and are attending Tacoma schools. Using the 3 pillars of my platform, I'll continue to bring my experience to Tacoma Public Schools. Academic excellence can take many shapes. Reading literacy as an early elementary is one of the most important indicators of future success. I have approved new curriculum in this field. Graduation rates are important and the highest they've ever been at 89%. I work to improve them even further. Career and technical training needs expansion. Mental and physical health translates into better school performance and healthier adults. I'd like to increase the fundings for counselor, nurses, and psychologists. I helped start the first Tacoma school-based health center at Oakland High School that opened last spring. Teens are 15 times more likely to seek care at their own school. To help them reach their full potential, we provide trust, confianza, and immediate accessibility, acceso inmediato, for non-judgmental care for all issues that are provided, starting with simple colds, sports physicals, then moving to more serious topics like depression and domestic violence. I'll advocate for implementation of health curriculum across all ages, which includes nutrition, LGBTQ rights, and relationship safety. Also would like to delay the school start time for high schoolers for the academic reasons that many research studies have shown. I'll continue to support and attract teachers who are outstanding and well-balanced, which has been done by increasing the teacher salaries near the top of our region. In conclusion, my experience helps me understand how to improve the education and health of all kids in Tacoma Public Schools. I have experience on the board and have an excellent relationship with our board and superintendent's cabinet. Collaboration and leadership comes natural to me. I look forward to continuing to partner with outside organizations. Passion and energy, pasión y energía, is something that I harness from my relationships and I'll continue to bring to Tacoma Public Schools. Thank you, and I hope you can support me in the November election.
Hi folks, I'm Tim Reid and I'm running for re-election to the Tacoma Metro Parks Board. First, I want to thank the citizens for allowing me to serve as your representative on the Park Board. It has been an honor and a privilege. Now I'm asking you to re-elect me so that I can continue to represent you and work for you and continue the improvements to our parks. I've been a good steward for our park system and environment. I have built partnerships with both private and public sectors to improve the parks. I've insisted on more public input in our decision-making process, open and transparent government, financial responsibility, and we are the region's leader in environmental issues. I have helped develop one of the best park districts in the country. As we look to the future, we must work together to continue to enhance the park system in order to have the best parks, recreation programs, open spaces, and zoos for future generations to enjoy. It is a matter of a quality of life that we as citizens of Tacoma are entitled to. I am dedicated, responsive, and hardworking. I am a proud Tacoma native, proud father, and proud grandfather. Please vote for me, Tim Reid, on Election Day. Thank you.